불멸의 전사 2.
We are back for the ace match of the Afreeca Freaks up against CJ Entis, Bomber versus Hero to decide who will take the match. Who do you think it's going to be, GTR?
I voted for Hero. I'm pretty sure everyone else Inspo voted for Hero. I'm pretty sure the whole crowd, except for those 3 Afreeca fans, are thinking Hero.
I put in the chat, actually, Hero times 999. That's how strongly I felt about this one. Bomber's really going to have to pull out something big on this map. Dust Towers, you can see the votes here, 7-0. I don't think that's very unlikely, right? That's not very surprising to me, GTR.
Yeah, and we mentioned that Alive has been the stronger player for the Afreeca Freaks, but he's not here today, so not really much of a choice in terms of the ace players for Afreeca Freaks. I'm actually honestly surprised that they managed to get this far to the ace match, so...
Well, I mean, Hero, he's beaten Deer twice in PvPs, right? So they don't want to send a Protoss. They don't want to send Curious, who just got Bopperino'd, right, in game number 1. So the only person who's left over is Bomber, and I feel like TVT is looking like his weakest matchup, which is weird to say about Bomber, but maybe he can pull something out weird here in TVP. Maybe he tries to go in a straight-up game and maybe, anything can happen in a best-of-1.
Yeah. If I remember in past games that Bomber's played TVP, I think he played against Stats in a Primal Terraces game, and that was pretty ugly. So Dust Towers is a different map, though, so we'll see how he approaches this ace match.
Yeah, lots of room to go into that macro game if you do want to go into it. Let's see what these 2 players want to do as we load up Dust Towers for the ace match. Bomber versus Hero for the Afreeca Freaks versus CJ Entis. Let's jump into it right now for this PvT. Here in the bottom left in the purple for the Afreeca Freaks, it is Bomber back once again to redeem himself for today.
And spawning at the top side of the map, Dust Towers, it is the ace for CJ Entis, Hero. Got some crazy fans there for bombing here.
Stadium is actually filling up here as we do get later in the night. I'm sure a lot of fans waiting for that next matchup of Jin Air versus SKT. Bound to be the highlight of round 2, possibly, before the playoffs, of course. But we do have this nice ace match before we do get into that.
As we see here, a probe coming in. I was like, what is it? A probe coming into the base.
Like, is that a Zergling? I'm like, no, GTR.
Just mind blank there, but yeah, probe coming into the base of Bomber. We'll see how much damage, how much harassment this probe can do.
It's the Huck probe. Back again. Doing that DPS.
Showing that top 3 control there, Hero.
Yeah, let's see if he can be as good as Huck. Looks like he's quite good so far. He forces a couple of SCVs, one to repair, another one to fight in the interim. And doesn't take any health damage, only shields.
And looks like he's just going to use this probe to try and delay that back expansion as long as he can. As Bomber is getting that gas. And no surprises here. With the way Dust Towers works out, Hero takes that back expansion.
Yeah, just going Gateway, Nexus Core, as is the very macro-oriented build of Protoss nowadays. And as you said, just attempting to deny this for as long as possible. Very quick reactor from Bomber. Ooh, gonna just plop it down there. Not afraid to put it in the wrong spot, just saying he doesn't want it to get delayed for a long time.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't want his build order to be disrupted by this probe, as the probe actually runs away. Seeing that he had done its job, delaying that command center, misplacing it. And we see an additional barracks coming down here from Bomber. And we see recently a lot of Terrans going for that earlier second and third barracks instead of going for the starport tech after their first expansion.
Maybe he just wants to be a bit safer against any oracles that could come along, or especially against a guy like Hero, who's been known for going just straight Stargate in this matchup over and over. Artosis, a guy studying his game, saying that this guy essentially only does this one build, but is mixing it up a lot more now. Ever since his last game, I think he played against Innovation, where Innovation tried to hard counter it, but actually got hard countered because Hero wasn't doing a Stargate play. And we're seeing, again, another mix-up going Robotics first here.
Yeah. If you watched the GSL quarterfinals against Cure a couple of weeks ago, Hero did the same thing over and over again, and Cure just completely blind counted it, knowing what Hero was doing. And it seems like the coaching staff and Hero have caught up to the fact that Hero hasn't been very variable in his PvT, so he's opening up here with the early Observer, and he's also getting that Twilight Council, so probably Blink Stalker, I'm not too sure. We'll see how this game goes.
Yeah, could try to put on some, just some harass damage here. He does have this one sneaky pylon, though. Could be quick DTs.
Yeah. We might see the infamous KT early War Prism into Dark Templar build that we always see from Zest and Stats.
Yep.
And no doubt that Probe's going to put down the Dark Shrine. Yep. Okay, cool.
So we figured it out, GTR. We know what the plans are for these two players. The question is, will Bomber be able to defend against this? He is going for this very greedy play with the 3 CCs. No engineering bay just yet.
Yeah, if Hero manages to get into the base with those Dark Templars into Bomber's mineral line, and unfortunately for Bomber, the timing doesn't work out for him. He does cast those mules onto the mineral line. That's going to be instant GG.
Yeah.
So we just have to wait and see how Bomber reacts to this.
Let's see if he plays it safe. He is getting that engineering bay now, but will he put down the turrets necessary to get that detection against the DTs? We'll have it on time, as the Stark Shrine isn't even finished yet, and that engineering bay is finishing up. Either way, with those missile turrets, you still can do a bit of harass damage and just keep the Terran on his side of the map. That's the main point of this. Any extra damage is just, you know, just nice extra that you can get in this game. But really, you just want to open up the map to get your own third base here.
Yeah, for sure. Dark Templars, while they can win you the game if you get lucky, the main role, as you said, is to keep the Terran inside of the base, so they know that if they move out, they will get eaten up by Dark Templars. But we see here the warp in. Nope, there's a third Dark Templar being warped in right now from Hero.
Looks like there's only one turret coming up too, and that is in the back door. It has finished. There are a lot of Marines sitting and waiting for this War Prism to come in here. Let's hope that Hero is on the ball in avoiding these Marines.
Yeah, once he sees that ball, yeah, okay. Good play there from Hero. And actually Bomber scans and kills that Observer. But that's a waste of a scan, so where's the scan? He's gonna lose all these units here from this one Dark Templar.
Yep. Combat shield's not yet ready. Looks like he's going for a reactor here. Could be one-shotting Marines or going for SCVs instead. We'll just force another scan.
Oh, it looks like he wants to go for a counterattack here, but I'm not really sure if this is the best option. He should be defending from these Dark Templars because he's still at the third base. That command center might actually burn down if
he's got to lift that. Okay, there he goes. Finally lifts that. Decides that he cannot mine from there. And he is right for now. There is one turret, but it's actually out of range for the detection for that one DT. He's really relying on these couple of medevacs that are coming across the map here to do some damage. There are 60 Marines in there. Or that looks like a couple of Marauders in the mix, too.
Where's the Mothership Core? He needs his Mothership Core to charge those pylon overcharges, but there is a Guardian Shield here to help mitigate damage from those Marines, but looks like here, okay, the Mothership Core is going to the back expansion, so Medivacs cannot drop there.
Yeah, he's also got Blink too, not that many Stalkers on the map, just 5, but he's effectively defended this drop and it's not doing the damage that he wants. Finally now Combat Shields and +1 does finish up, but look at this, he's flying right over the army of Hero! Oh man, and one does survive just barely, but that's a lot of units that just got sniped.
That is a move that you definitely don't want to be doing as a player like Bomber, losing that medevac full of Marines. Quite unfortunately there, he was caught napping by Hero, and looks like Hero smells blood, taking out that medevac with that filled up Marine count in that medevac. He sniffs blood and might be going for a counterattack here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Hero can do. He is going to have the glaives, the resonating glaives finishing up. No attack upgrades or anything like that, but he just have a lot of units, and both Blink and the resonating glaives are going to be done. So here he goes, going to shade right on top of that army. Only 2 medevacs are even here, and Hero wants to go for the kill.
Yeah, Hero's going for the kill. The Sentry's doing so much work with the Guardian Shield. Not really much damage that these Marines can do. Remember, they barely have any upgrades on him. You see here, once again, Hero trying to take the fight, and he might just do it.
Misses the force field there on the ramp, but he's already done enough damage. Going to kill this orbital here. Not going to let that repair. It does go down. Meanwhile, Bomber's trying to squeak out Liberators here and Widow Mines to somehow defend against this. But more and more warp-ins here from Hero, and he's making a fort base right now.
Yeah, I mean, Hero's looking really comfortable here. Blinks on top of the army of Bomber. These Liberators can't do the work here. Looks really bad here for Bomber.
Yeah, just going to blink up there. GG, that's going to be it. A quick one as Hero stomps out another Afreeca opponent and takes the win there in the ace match. Very well done. Hero coming in the clutch. Once again, we're seeing him back in that place that we're used to seeing him here.
Yeah, we saw him today taking out his game 2-0, which is always good for CJ. Now we see the Hero of old where whenever there's an ace match, they can always rely on Hero to take the win from him. And unfortunately for Afreeca, I think they were relying on taking the games in the first 4 sets.
Yeah.
And once they got to that ace match, they were quite in a pickle because there's not really a player that could probably take any sort of game from the aces of CJ.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, they were close. At least they did get to force the ace match, but I believe Afreeca now goes down to 0-4, whereas CJ kind of keeps their hopes of playoffs alive, I believe. They were at 0-2, I think, but now I think they're at 2-2. We'll have to take another look at the standings to make sure I am correct there, but I think they do have a chance.
Yeah, I think the first 2 positions are secured with SKT and Jin Air. But after that, it seems a bit of a lottery between all the rest of the teams besides Afreeca, and I'm not sure if MVP's still in it, but yeah. Well done to Hero taking out the ace match. No doubt he'll be the MVP for today as we see the results. For this match, 3-2 in favor of CJ.
Yeah, Hero taking 2 wins over Curious and Bomber. Looks like Bunny was able to take out Bomber as well. Bomber taking an 0-2 today. Patience and Super, the only 2 players of Afreeca to take wins over Bjell and Ragnarok respectively. Bjell tried to go for a very wonky Swarmos with Nida Swarm play on their Lacrest cross spawns. It did not work as Patience easily defended it and just went across the map and killed him because he was doing something strange.